What's up, guys? Welcome back to Nick's All American TV. I'm Nick. So today we got a special tasking put in front of us. Today Dad wants to try to see what's going on with his tiller. He ain't ran in a couple of years, so we're going to have to diagnose it, see what's going on. Now today is a diagnose video, okay? No repairs. But good Lord willing and some basic intuition, we at least might be able to see this thing fire off. Okay, today we're going to be going over the basics of the 4 strokes of a combustion engine. Suck, squeeze, bang, and blow. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, so we're diving in and diagnosing this tiller. We got to work off of our 4 basics. We don't know anything about it or what we're going to learn, so let's get into it. Let's check over the basic foundations. Let's see if it's got fluids. Let's see if it turns over. Okay? Now, checking the oil in these smaller engines, some of them have a lower dipstick at the base of the motor. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I already know this thing has oil in it, and I'm not pulling the plug to check it. But I will pull a spark plug, and let's see if while we turn this over, let's see if we don't get a little bit of spark where maybe we can fire this thing off if it'll rotate over. So let's start there. Actually, I take that back, guys. We're checking the fluids here. Let's check to see if she's got any oil in her. We'll wipe it just to double check. On small engines, ooh, there's a lot of gas in that oil. A lot of gas in that oil. That's all right. Okay. Yep, we are full of oil. It looks nice and clean. Everything looks good. Let's see if she'll kind of sort of turn over for us. See what happens there. We're going to make sure our kill switch is off just to make sure, because we don't want it to accidentally fire. Alright, motor turns over nice and easy. Let's see what else we can figure out. Alright guys, so it's got oil. It's got a little bit of gas in it, but not much, and it doesn't smell very good. And it rotates over. Let's see if we got spark. Now look here, fellas, when we go to check spark, what we're looking at when we go to check spark, if you see that plug, let's see if we can't get it to focus here. That plug is dark. It's very dark. And it's kind of shiny. That is a rich plug. But we're going to see if we got spark. So, typically when you check spark, guys, what you're checking, or when you go to check spark, you want to use something, ideally you want to use what's called a spark tester. I have 4 of them somewhere, but we don't. So What we're going to do is we're going to set the spark plug off to a grounded source, a metal grounded source. We're going to easily pull it and we should see it spark. Okay? All right, so let's see if we see spark right here. Make sure our kill switch is on. Oh, I see spark. Okay, guys. So now that we've verified that we have spark, the engine rotates over, we have fluids in it. Now let's see why this thing won't run. Guys, let's go ahead and check and see if we have compression. Okay? Now, on a small engine motor like this tiller, compression is not a big deal, but we do need enough compression where it'll fire up and run. Now, if I can just get this plug back out of here. Somebody help me understand. Would you just get out? Jeez. Stupid plugs. Okay. So how are we going to test compression? Well, typically on an engine we would use a compression tester. Okay. And we would check it that way, turning the motor over. This is such a small engine and compression is not that big of a deal. We're just going to use our finger. We're going to put it right over that spark hole. Okay, now what we want it to do is we want it to push our finger out, or at least try to. Anyway, so let's see. Oh, did y'all hear that? That's compression. Here, that's compression. It's compression. So, we got spark, we have compression, we have fluids. Let's see what's going on with this thing. Typically what happens with small engines, is they will, they sit. You know, we use them for whatever we're using them for, whether it's a lawnmower or a tiller or a pressure washer. We use them what we're using them for, and then they sit. And people don't really treat their fuel, so let this be a lesson, because I got a feeling what we're going to find here. Let this be a lesson. Treat your fuel and your equipment in the off season, or drain it, preferably. That way you're not fighting these battles. A little bit of preventative maintenance goes a long way. You know what I mean? All right, plugs back in. Let's check our airway. Okay, remember, suck, squeeze, bang. Remember, suck, squeeze, bang, and blow. Okay? We got to suck air in. We got to squeeze. We got to suck air and fuel in. We got to squeeze the air and fuel together. We have to ignite it, and then we got to blow it out of the motor. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Air cleaner seems to be pretty clean and in good shape, which would make sense. The truth is, guys, this tiller really isn't that overwhelmingly old or used, for that matter. So here's our little air breather, nice and pretty and clean, looks good. It actually looks relatively new. So we'll put that and the wing nut in the housing for it. Now let's set this thing down off on the side here. So if we look down in here, and we look down into our intake here, our air inlet coming from our air filter, we see that it's pretty clear. Everything looks pretty good and okie dokie. So this is leaving us to think, we got a carburetor problem. I'd be willing to bet you that carburetor is gummed up and we ain't getting no fuel. But we're gonna test it and find out. And we're gonna steal a playbook out of old BGG. So what playbook are we gonna steal? Well, yes, this is a 4-stroke engine. It's been sitting a while and I don't want anything to happen to it. So we'll put just a splash of 2-stroke in it just to see if she'll bark off. And if she barks off, well, then we know what the problem is, don't we? Child-proof lids. Man, always getting in the way of stuff. Oh, that's way too much. Of course, if this fails, we'd always blow it up with a can of ether. Alright, y'all ready to see if this thing's gonna run or not? Let me get y'all to a safer place. Choke on, kill switch is on. Let's see what we got here. She runs! Yeah, see, as soon as we go to put it and engage the idle into it, it wants to die. We are not getting any fuel, and I guarantee you this carburetor needs to be rebuilt. There's not a lot of fuel in the gas tank, but even still, it should have idled up. We'll give it another shot. Now we'll blow it up with some ether just to double check that this is what our problem is. Way too much. Let's check something here. Alright guys, that confirms it. We have a clogged up carburetor, doesn't want to idle up, doesn't want to do right. Well guys, it's kind of the name of the game. You win some and you lose some. We know it lives, we know it runs, we know fuel delivery is our issue. When the budget allows and I can go get a carburetor rebuild kit, we'll rebuild this thing and get it back going. Guys, thank you for tuning in to Nick's All-American TV. I hope this kind of helped you out a little bit. I hope you had a little fun hanging out here in that old barn. So you guys make sure to stay safe, keep that shiny side up and that greasy side down. You got the one airborne, we'll catch you on that turnaround. We go.